So my name is Brad Laddusaw, president of the California Mortgage Association. We're here in Newport Beach, California for the fall conference. I am sitting here with Angela Lynn with Lynn Capital Partners, newer member to CMA, but somebody that is not new to the industry.
Yes.
So Angela, you might take in a few seconds to introduce yourself, your firm, and kind of some of the deals that you guys are taking down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, I'm Angela Lynn. I'm the founder and owner of Lynn Capital Partners. We just officially launched in January of this year. So as you mentioned, I have been in private money for 18 years, started straight out of college and worked my way up from the ground of doing investor disclosures, loan processing, loan origination, loan servicing, REO, all the good stuff. So 2021, I took a little break and launched Lynn Capital Partners with a vision to really kind of meet clients where their needs are, and to use my background of creative financing on the front end to help them package deals and send them to lenders to where we could really meet our clients' needs. And really, the beauty of private money lending is to be able to be creative and find that middle ground between what a borrower needs, but then also the reasonable risk and the return for the investors, and it ends up being a win-win.
That's kind of interesting industry that we are in, where we can move quickly.
Yes.
We don't have as much of the red tape. Yes, there is regulation, but it's
Yep.
being able to creatively put these deals together
Yes.
and then potentially facilitate the takeout. But where is your office located? Northern California, Southern California?
So we're in Woodland, California, up in northern, about 15 minutes north of Sacramento. I'm born and raised in Woodland and currently live there as well. And we started a little office on Old Town in Woodland, and that's where we reside, even though we do broker loans out of California. So there are states we're licensed in Florida as well. So it's not just...
So you guys carry a license in Florida as well?
We do,
Oh, I didn't
yeah.
know that.
Yep. So we do have our broker's license there. And we see some deals. And then, of course, nationwide as well, there's certain licensing requirements where we won't do, but we like to be a partnership, hence Lynn's Capital Partners, to where we are still building relationships with lenders in states where we may not broker in, to be able to, if client comes to us, at least we have an answer.
And the most of the volume that's hitting your desks today, is it primarily in California, or do you have clients in California looking to acquire out of state? What are you and your team seeing?
Well, we are seeing a lot of residential, the fix and flip, bridge financing stuff. And coincidentally, one of our clients is a fix and flipper, but he's a real estate agent here in California, and he's doing deals in Virginia and North Carolina.
Huh.
So they're finding more deals out of state, but he is here local in California.
And I think that's probably changed quite a bit since when you first got in the industry
Yes.
18 years ago. With
Yep.
the improvement in technology, probably has helped you jump state lines. Are you noticing that difference, or how
Yeah.
was it when you first started versus now?
Yeah, well, I worked for Blackburn & Sons for
Okay.
those 18 years, and we did primarily commercial.
Okay.
So that's really where my major comfort zone is, and in that realm. But with the residential piece of it, I have found that with being able the technology, being able to, well, like just even during COVID, the Zoom and all the technology with there, that agents in this area are able to build relationships without actually having to be the boots on the ground building. So they have teams in different states to which they can find a good deal. They already have a team in place in that area.
No, it's I think that's remarkable and fascinating on how that is, and how I feel first social media kind
Yeah.
of popped up, and that helped shrink
Yep.
the globe, and then COVID, almost end of the world for
Yeah.
90% of the people out there.
Yeah.
And there's always some benefits that pop out as
Yeah.
and I think that's a great point, being able to connect.
Yeah. I mean, when I first started at Blackburn, when we sent investment offerings out, it was paper, and we had a gentleman that came in and would glue stick pictures on and fold them, and we mailed them out. And then as things going and merged into, the modern age of email blasts, so that became we used to do fax blasts, and that's not a thing anymore. So that kind of dates me. But the email became a big point, and now everything is just instant on your phone, right? The text messages and everything. We're now almost...
The computing power right here is
Oh, absolutely.
ridiculous.
Yeah. And it makes it to where then it does bridge a gap where you can have outside investors that want to take a whole note, out of state, that you could work with, versus before. I mean, everything was snail mail, everything was slow. Then you got DocuSign coming into the world of investor disclosures, and moving with that. So yeah, it's changed a lot in the 18 years for sure. And when we launched Lynn Capital, it's just been a beautiful thing to be able to dive in to pick up where I left off, but then even grow into the residential side of it with residential development, fix and flips and bridge stuff that we're seeing.
So I'm going to throw a question at you that I did not give ahead of time. So
Okay.
it's no pre-fed questions on this one. 5 years from now, where would you like Lynn Capital Partners to be?
Yeah, well, my husband is going to join Lynn Capital. So right now it's just me, but he's going to join in a year. And then I'm building an investor base. So eventually I would like to.
That's a process. That's tough.
It is. Yeah. So we joined Rotary and we've done a lot of plug-in locally and getting in and just letting people know who we are, what our vision is, and being able to grow. So our investor base is the next 5 years and doing, again, putting together deals and using my experience from my 18 years to be able to put things together. So in 5 years, I would say syndicating our own deals. We are licensed to the DRE, so we'll do the fractionalized with the less than 10 is the goal within that 5 years.
That you didn't tell me 25 investors.
Nope.
Then you got to come to more conferences.
No, we'll do that less than 10 is where we'll be. And then we'll be, I think from there, maybe even servicing. So again, with my experience on the servicing end, I'm comfortable servicing our deals, but that's a really big picture. And again, that would take in growing and bringing in employees, and whether that happens in 5 years or not, that's God willing.
No, that's definitely exciting. And there's always opportunity out there. We're in a very malleable industry that allows us to do that.
Absolutely.
So California Mortgage Association, how long have you been involved? What kind of pushed you into the door? What's keeping you here?
Yeah. Well, I was involved very kind of surface level when I was at Blackburn and Sons. They were a member of CMA many years ago, and I think they are still now. So when I launched Lynn Capital, CMA was my first thought. It was I loved going to the conferences. I got so much out of them before that I was I'm going to plug in with the CMA. And I did, and it's been wonderful. My first conference in the spring in Monterey, I'll admit, I was hey, nervous. How am I'm getting back into it? What's it going to look like? And I was welcomed with warm arms, and everybody was super supportive and excited for me for this launch. And I think it takes a village, and being able to come in and saying hey, I need help in this area, or hey, here's what I have to offer, and being able to work together. I'm a big believer in iron sharpens iron, and I will always say I don't know everything, but being able to build a network where I know people and I can trust their guidance and know that they'll have my best interest and they're going to lead me in a way. I think that's what CMA is all about. It's been wonderful.
No, I think you're spot on with that. That's a kind of an old stereotype we're trying to break here about CMA. It's no, we want you to come in here where you have some of the sharpest minds in the industry.
Absolutely.
And everyone's willing to talk shop, share the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you can put your own spin on it and make it your own. But a lot of us offer comparable loan products, but then we all kind of look at deals under a different lens. So it's let's pick up the phone, let's call each other.
Absolutely.
We've talked on the phone a number of times. It's hey, you need to talk to so-and-so over here. Let's do a quick email. And I think that is something that goes unsaid about CMA. So thank you for highlighting that.
No, for sure. And and I think that's a big piece of it, having everybody being accessible.
Yeah.
I mean, you're always accessible to me. Anyone that I've ever reached out to has gotten back to me. Anybody that I've met has been wonderful, and vice versa. I like to be accessible to anybody that has questions, or if I can be of service. Because again, at the end of the day, it's a long game.
Yeah.
And building the relationships and being to have that, what goes around comes around, and I'm really love that about CMA, that everybody's here to build each other up, and we're all on a path to make sure everybody's successful.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a pivot here.
Okay.
Who is Angela Lynn? What do you do for fun when you're not building your business and breaking down deals?
You mean that's not fun? I'm just kidding.
There's only so many hours in a day.
Yeah.
What makes you tick? What do you do for fun?
My family, for sure. My husband is wonderful. He has opened my eyes to travel. I mean, he's really the heart of the launch of LCP. He really believes in Lynn Capital and where we're going to be. So he loves to travel. So we do a lot of traveling, being a business owner and having a little flexibility and being able to work remote helps with that. And then my children. So I have a son that's 17. He's a senior in high school. So
tell me, he's a pretty stud athlete too, right?
Yes, yeah, he is. He's modest about it, but he's great.
Mom doesn't need to be modest.
No, mom probably should be more modest about it. But So he's in his senior year, being present with that and soaking up the mess. And then I have Matthew and Lexi. They are doing their thing. So one's in Florida and the other one's here in California with us. And so just really being a part of them and not part of it in this next venture of a life of traveling. And again, my husband is going to come on with Lynn Capital in about a year. Just seeing where that takes us is fun and exciting in itself.
So you said traveling a few times.
Yep.
Bucket list trip that you haven't done yet and you want to do. If you could just drop everything tomorrow,
Yeah.
where would you and your husband go?
Well, we're actually planning a trip to, is it Maldives?
Oh.
I was, potato,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. And then
In the middle of the ocean.
Yeah. So we went to Thailand and went there for 17 days. And I'd say that was a bucket list trip. I mean, we traveled 4 different places in Thailand. It was awesome. People were so caring and like, kind would be a good, and the food was amazing. And then hoping to do an Italy trip. So my main name's Venucci. I'm Italian from Lucca, never been. So that is on our bucket list. And we're hoping to do that trip maybe next year in June.
Exciting times.
Yeah.
Well, Angela, thank you so much for sitting down with me and jumping in the hot seat.
Thanks for
It was a
having me.
pleasure
It's
to
been
learn more
great.
about you,
Yeah.
and we'll keep it shaking and baking.
That's right. That's all you can do.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. Appreciate it.